Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Vanorn and this is another Dragonheir Silence God video. It's still day 3 on my server for season 4, and from yesterday the Vortex finally opened up and I've been able to try my new champions and the composition that I wanted to try on the real Vortex, not just the test server. This is my account. I generally don't like to play test server when the season starts. I usually play pre-season, between season on the test server to try out the champions, and then I want to try on my own account because I think it gets the things a bit more realistic and it makes you feel like the burden of, trying a champions when you have limited choices. Granted, I might have starting to get good choices overall, but nevertheless, yesterday Vortex start and I wanted to jump in and try to be competitive from the get-go. In Season 3, I've missed out the entire first week because I was traveling for work, and so I didn't use any of the reset mechanics to, build up your champions and reset them back and build another comp on another content. I didn't get to do any of that, and that set me back quite a lot because my priority after the first week was mostly to try to get Goblin going, and Vortex was kind of lower down. I wanted to get the domains and the graves to a certain level to be able to get some gear, and therefore from there on build my account. But this season I can take full advantage of all the mechanics that are available to all player and have good champions, so I wanted to get in and try to compete. So by the way, I'm going to unleash full Kraken mode here, which I'm not a Kraken and you know that, but nevertheless, I'm going to use my best champions, my best gear. We're going to still see some free-to-play and accessible content on this channel for this season, but I want also to start diving in more endgame and legendary builds and composition because I have the opportunity, I want to compete, and the game is not just made for free-to-play or low spender. So I'm going to try to mix up things a little bit more. But nevertheless, yesterday I went into the Vortex 1 and I've run this composition over here that I'm going to show you. I've had limited time in the morning because I had a busy day, busy schedule, and I wanted to get it done. I didn't thought I could improve it much more than this. I've tried different compositions and I landed on this one. And it did well. I've built my champions basically with legendary artifact, level 70, and mostly rare gear. I had 2 pieces, I think, of epic gear on Perkunte, but I'm going to show you the gear while I'm talking about the champions. So I've used Garius. Garius was built like you see on the screen over here, and on his side I've used Furbat as well. Furbat had the gear, also rare gear, so nothing crazy. I gave him the horn and the gatekeeper, obviously, on Garius to try to keep the team running as much as possible. I've then used Yola or Ayola, however you want to call her, because I wanted to have an attack aura, and I wanted to basically have her with the Witch's Remain, triple hit, placing the decreased defense, and basically boosting my damage. She also have an decreased attack, so I could basically split out on the timing the decreased attack from Furbat and the one from her. The timing is going to be on the show on the next composition, which is because it's exactly the same, but basically to cover up most of the fight with 2 decreased attack. I then brought in one of the new champion, Orphena. She's an absolute beast in activating the electrocute debuff for Perkunte, and his stacks is basically stacks of damage very quickly when paired with her. She does good damage as well, and she's a weird champion because she kind of reminds me a lot of Dauntless mechanic. Her ultimate doesn't hit, she just boosts herself, and the next 15 seconds she starts shooting projectiles like crazy. Her battle skills do damage. She's a very interesting champion and perfect to pair with Perkunte. I've then brought in Perkunte with the Poison of the Swamp artifact, because at this level, even if I got the exclusive artifact, I don't need that much crit damage because I don't have the crit rate to take full advantage from it. So I prefer to have more crit rate. And the Poison of the Swamp, it's incredible early game in my opinion, one of the best new addition, because when you pair it with a lot of healers, you're gonna stack that increase crit rate, increase crit damage very, very quickly, and you're gonna be able to do way, way more damage. This comp has pushed 7,000,000.8, and I was pretty happy because after doing few runs, I thought that this was the maximum that I could push this comp. I've saved my results, and it was a big mistake because I went away for the rest of the day, came back, I've noticed that on the leaderboard there were a lot of composition doing way more damage that I'd saved, and so I had a little bit of time before going to bed and I wanted to try test something different, and so I basically swapped to this composition, which is the same that I've been running today, but with rare gear. The gear is going to be up on the screen as well, mostly only for Astarion, but it's the same. Basically, there was the same gear that was on Garius. I moved it on her, and there was no different whatsoever. All rare gear, same timing and everything, and I pushed this composition to 9,000,000.2, which would have given me a way higher ranking. I ended up being 102. With that extra almost 2 million, 1 point something, I reckon I would have been way, way higher than what I am right now, than what I was yesterday, I should say. Then today, Venom open, I push Venom to stage 6, and I farm good epic gear, focusing myself on keeping only good pieces and Sally and not rolling anything else. And by the way, if you haven't seen that video, when you finish this one, you should go watch my video on Venom 6. It's a pretty achievable composition. You can use different DPS. There are many out there that do the job, but nevertheless, it's made basically with 3 legendary that we collected throughout playing the season till here, and 1 epic. So go watch it if you need epic gear. So I went there, farmed all my gear, and came back here now. Now, the gear you're going to see, it's decent for this stage of the game, to be honest, because I have all my champions gear up in epic gear at level 16, with the artifact push up to level 12, which yesterday was only level 8. So this is the best that I can push for my comp. And for the timing, it's up on the screen right here. I am, as I said, trying to stack up the decrease attack in 2 different points. We have Furbat doing it at 21.5 for 20 seconds, every 20 seconds. Yola is doing it at second 12 every 20 seconds. And then I have Astarion at 11.8 every 20 seconds doing her heals. Now, this timing over here can be changed, to be honest. I probably swap around more gear, and so she has actually a quicker recharge time right now, so I could even change that, to be honest. It's not pivotal. She needs just to heal as much as possible, and I might gonna play around with that and see if I can gain anything more. But then my DPS, obviously hard hitting on the decreased defense. Perconte going 1 second after the decreased attack, the decreased defense, and decrease attack from Ayola. I'm going every 20 seconds, and I have Olfena going every 20 seconds. She really doesn't matter because the ultimate doesn't hit. So what you want is try to stack those debuff as much as possible. So she's going off pretty much at the same time, and she build up these stacks for every attack. This comp surprised me quite a lot. And the main reason for this surprise and difference in damage, it's Astarion passive, which is incredible, at least early stages. I still have to try her when we get to the late game, but at early stage, this part over here, where she's still 30% of the HP and 30% of the defense, and give 50% of her attributes stolen basically to your DPS, this one is incredible. It makes your DPS more tanky and more survivable, and makes the boss immediately weaker and taking more damage. And so I've been able to push this comp all the way up to 11.2 million, which is a good damage for being the 8-3. Honestly, it's a perfect combination of legendaries. I honestly understand that, and I know that not everybody can have it. I'm not trying to showcase whatever you need to do. I'm just trying to showcase what I've been able to do in my account. And at the moment, I am ranking 19 on my crazy server, where there is people probably already running some legendary gear because they've been farming crazy high stage. And I will not be surprised to start seeing some legendary piece appearing here and there, or team with, I don't know, pretty much everyone inspired to the top. So yeah, pretty crazy server, but nevertheless, 11.2 million on day 3 on Vortex 2. It's something that I'm really proud of. Granted, I've been very lucky, as I said, and there's nothing else I can say about it, to be honest, because if any of the pools went differently and I didn't have the champions that I had, probably would not be able to push these results. So I hope you guys enjoy seeing something different, what I do usually. And if you did, please consider liking, subscribing, leave a message down below. Let me know what kind of content you want to see, and I will try to reply to any of you. And this is everything for today. And until next time, have fun.